I finally bought Ableton Live 11 Standard.
Freebie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Dishcloth. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So, yeah, I did a thing and I finally bought Ableton Live 11 Standard. Well, technically I bought Ableton Live 11 Upgrade to Standard from Lite. I pulled the trigger. I can't believe I finally did it. So today we're going to take a look, going to give you my first look at Ableton Live Standard and talk about it a bit. So, here we are. Ableton Live Standard. I literally clicked Start Software and then started filming. Hopefully the screen record works this time. Last time I tried to film Ableton, it did not quite work. But yeah, I have finally upgraded from Ableton Live 11 Lite to Ableton Live 11 Standard. For a long time, I was cool using Ableton Live Lite, which came free, I think, with my Keystep, maybe? I don't know. One of the first pieces of gear I ever purchased for the channel probably came with a copy of Ableton Live Lite. And since I never really thought of myself as a DAW person, and wanted to make content about working DAW-lessly, I ran with Ableton Live Lite for as long as I could, which wound up being over 3 years. I just never needed to upgrade. The 8 tracks were enough. However, I have found lately that I've been making more and more music with a hybrid workflow. So starting a project or a track on a piece of hardware and then bringing that music to the computer when I want to finish it. So whether that be throwing it into the clip view here, session view, and jamming that way, or popping over into arrangement view and orchestrating the song, arranging the song this way, and putting all my effects on there and automation and stuff like that. And as I've started working more and more with the DAW, I started to feel the limitations of Live Lite. The biggest one of those being just 8 audio or MIDI tracks, just straight up 8 tracks. Also the fact that you can only have 8 inputs, whereas my Live Track L12 mixer has 12. I was starting to feel pretty claustrophobic in Ableton Live Lite. I almost went for a live intro, but my wonderful patrons over on the patron-exclusive Freebeat Discord server, which you can join for as little as $1 a month, by the way, link in description, a few of them convinced me to go for standard instead, because where Ableton Live intro would have only doubled my available tracks, it would have given me 16, I now have... Oh, look at that. I now have as many tracks as I want. Let's Control-Z some of those out of here. But yeah, I now have as many tracks as I want, and that feels pretty cool. A little overwhelming, actually, because I don't know, how many of those I'll ever use, but I'm glad to have the option, especially because I want to start making more finished music in addition to the YouTube content. We've got a whole bunch of new effects here that I've never used before. I'm excited to have the proper EQ 8. Ableton Live Lite only has EQ 3, so having a full proper EQ will be very nice for a lot of my music. I think we've got some new MIDI effects too. We've got new instruments in the drum synth and external instrument. Let's actually play with the drum synth. That'll be the first thing we play with. Okay, we've got clang, clap, cymbal, FM, hi-hat, kick, sampler, snare, or tom. Let's go snare. Let's put that on our first MIDI track here and arm it. Let's see what this thing can sound like. Okay. Looks like we've got color, tone, tuning, and decay, as well as volume, low pass filter, band pass, and high pass. Is that it? It appears to be so. That's okay. Now, I don't have any MIDI mapping or anything like that done. on my Keylab Essential here, so I will have to take care of that. And this video really isn't anything in particular, but you know, I do feel like it's kind of a big milestone for me as an electronic musician, so I did want to make a video saying that I did purchase it, and you'll probably see some Ableton content in the future. Let's check out our kick here. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, cool. Let's go ahead and record a clip here, shall we? Quantize that. You know, nothing crazy, just messing with it a little bit. This is also kind of my first time messing around with Live 11 in general. I was on Live 10 Lite for a long time, and I actually only recently upgraded to Live 11 Lite, so I'm just kind of having fun here. I've never really looked into the clips or, you know, samples that come with Ableton or grooves and templates. There's a lot here. That's cool. Yeah. I'm going to use one of my favorite plugins on this just for fun. Here we go. Wider by Polyverse Music. Just basic stereo width. I am by no means an Ableton pro, and here, you know, just for the sake of video, I am kind of just poking around and exploring things. This is what I would normally do the first time I got my hands on, you know, some new software like this. Just figured I'd bring you all along with me. Let's go ahead and pop in Analog Lab here. Let's find a cool bass here. That might not have been the right sound to pick. I love the Analog Lab software so much. You can just look for really whatever you want and usually find it. That'll sound okay, I think. Now, I know aside from the drum synth, everything I'm doing here I could have done in Live Lite, but I'm a little overwhelmed, to be completely honest. Let's take a look at one thing I am excited to have here, the LFO. Yeah, having a standalone LFO as an audio effect is something I've been after for a while, and wishing I had. How do I map this to something? Oh, there we go. Map it to track volume. Okay. Let's undo that, and let's actually put that on our piano flourish thingy here. And let's go ahead and map that to track volume there. I love that you get the visual representation of what the LFO is doing. That's so cool. And the rate. Oh, that's so cool. Solo it here. Send that to our reverb just a bit. Okay, that's pretty cool. Gonna bring the drum volume down here real quick. And I think we can send that to really whatever we want. So I think I can grab another effect. Let's grab a filter here. Let's grab elastic band, sure. Also, don't comment on my effects chain. I know it's probably incorrect. I'm still learning, okay? There we go. We will just send the LFO, or attempt to send a second LFO to the filter frequency. Let's see if we can do that. Modulators, LFO. Oh yeah, awesome. Frequency of the filter. Look at that. Oh, that is so cool. Let's turn off the first LFO. Bring down the resonance. All right, well, that right there is pretty cool in its own right. It's got a smooth function. Okay, so that right there is pretty darn cool. I also just noticed that the main camera stopped recording for some reason, so I do apologize for that. Seems like it's probably a good time to wrap things up then. I am very excited for the possibilities here and getting to work a bit more at the computer and hopefully finish some songs, maybe even some jams or some Sunday sessions. Maybe I'll just start recording everything into Ableton just so I have the audio, you know, now that I've got a mixer with the amount of inputs I need, and I've also got Ableton Live Standard with no limit on track count. Yeah. Could be some pretty cool potential here. I'm certainly excited. I hope you all are too. Also, if you're worried that I'm going to turn into a DAW channel, do not worry. The main primary focus of this channel still is and probably always will be hardware. So I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.